Hi everyone! I'm going to be sharing how I made 4 Christmas room decoration ideas. And for this first DIY, I painted a wood tree Christmas ornament, but you can use whatever shaped ornament that you would like. Next, I cut off the canvas from the frame and painted the frame with brown paint. Then to finish up the ornament, I covered up the hole on the back of the ornament with a small piece of the canvas and painted it to match the star of the ornament. Another thing I did was that I glued on a piece of pearl trim to the ornament, so it would look like it had a garland on it. Now when I was done with the tree, I glued on a piece of scrapbook paper onto the back of the canvas frame. Then I glued on the canvas to the back of the paper with Mod Podge and cut off the excess. The last couple of things I did was that I glued on a wood block on the back of the tree ornament, and then I glued it onto the middle of the paper. I also glued on a berry pick at the top of the frame, and that's how I made this reverse canvas. I like how this DIY turned out and how it can be customized with different ornaments or paper. Now for this next DIY, I took a lid off of a box and traced the shape of the box onto white faux fur, but you can use fabric or whatever you would like. When I was done tracing the box, I cut off the excess, and I cut out the 4 corners so it would be easier to wrap it around the box. I also painted the corners of the box so it wouldn't show through the corners, and when the paint was dry, I glued the faux fur on the box. I did only cover the bottom and the sides of the box because I didn't have enough to cover the whole box, but if you want, you can cover the whole box. Next, I cut a piece of ribbon that was long enough to reach inside of the box, and then I glued the ends of the ribbon inside of the box. Then I repeated the same steps, but the ribbon would go the other way, and this will make it look like a gift. The last thing I did was that I cut down a berry pick and glued it on the box with a bow. That's how I made this gift box decoration idea. I love how pretty it looks with the berry pick on the top of it. Now for this next DIY, I painted the lid that came from the box in the previous DIY and sprinkled glitter on the paint before it dried. Then I cut and glued down a flower pick with a gold glitter bow over the end of the stem. I also glued on a bell on the middle of the bow. That's how I made this simple DIY, and it can be used as a wall decoration or you can have it lean against something. Now for this last DIY, I spray painted 2 bowls and waited for them to dry. Once the bowls were dry, I put glue on the edge of one of the bowls and placed the other bowl on top of it. Next, I took the smallest side of a plastic Easter egg and glued a piece of wire in the holes to create a top of an ornament. Then I painted it gold, but you can paint it any color that you want. Now once the paint was dry, I glued on the plastic egg to the bottom of the top bowl. Then I glued on a bow with some silver glitter branches, and I also glued on a gold bell onto the middle of the bow. That's how I made this large ornament out of bowls. I love how it turned out, and I think it would look really pretty with different colors or themes. That's how I made these Christmas decorations. In the comments down below, let me know which DIY is your favorite, and if you like this video, subscribe to see more DIYs. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!